Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Vicky. Hello, Jay.
Michael, how are you?
I am very good.
As good as Isis' plume?
Dude,
'cause he's having a damn good hair day
He's
today.
having a brilliant hair day. That plume. Like, I looked over, like, right as the intro was playing, I was like, look at that plume. It's fucking amazing. And I don't think he believes you when you say you like it.
I know.
I think you're being very sincere.
I am.
In that you like it. And he's
badass.
He just announced, oh, maybe I'll have to let it grow out
Yes,
for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I might at this point now. I mean, we're already into August.
That's the spirit.
I would only have to make it to December to literally not cut it for a year.
Yeah, let's just see what happens.
And so maybe I will.
I love it. The
I will say
the way it straightens out on the ear part. It's just weird. It's like all of it is curly.
Because I don't
like
do
perm-like.
anything. I don't even like. I mean, I do wash it like once a week.
Very
but I mean,
poodle-like.
I don't.
Say poodle?
Sure. Yeah, very poodleish.
But I will say the annoying thing of it is that my
poodling
head
nicely.
sweats so much faster now. Like when I go out, if I'm cutting the grass or running,
Yeah.
like the back of my neck just starts, and it's because there's so much freaking hair on here keeping all that
Sweat's
heat in.
goody.
Well, it's
I
very
know, but-
Cleaning you out.
It's very John McEnroean, and he ran into this problem too, and he headbanded himself. You should start doing the headband, and then
The red, white, and blue headband?
hell yeah.
But I don't really need. Well, I don't need a headband. Really, it's just that my back of my neck just starts sweating. I just noticed that I sweat fat, like more than I would have probably if I had much shorter
Badass.
hair.
You running along a trail with knee socks and a headband.
Headband in.
Short shorts.
How do you sound if you scream like you cannot be serious? Can you say
Doing
that?
Do it.
John
Go.
McEnroe.
Just see if you
John
sound
McEnroe.
just see if you sound credible if you go, you cannot be serious.
I know I don't sound credible.
Jesus,
Try
come
it.
on.
I
We
have
don't
to be-
know.
Bring
I
us
have
some
to be
McEnroe.
really mad. I yell when I play sports if I lose.
You
but
can't
I have
even,
to be,
dude. I'm not mad. I'm very content right now. You cannot be serious.
I know,
See,
I
it's
Here,
have
easy.
let me try. You cannot be serious.
Very good. That's great.
The emotion has
the
to be
emphasis
real. I'm-
has to be on not. You
Yeah.
cannot be serious.
The
Try it.
emotion in sports has to be real. I have to be in the
Oh
moment.
my
where
God, he's taking a knee on this.
Are you
Like,
taking a knee and you cannot be serious?
I look at
you cannot be serious right now.
look at
Jesus, you
when I-
cannot be serious.
I-
cannot be serious.
I'll tell you when I play tennis, the rare times that I do, I get
Irrelevant.
livid.
This is so beyond the point.
Yeah,
Just
th-
fucking do it, E.
No,
do a
cannot be
McEnroe.
serious.
I don't want to yell like that.
Oh my God.
Jesus, I'm not allowing you. You can leave for the day. You can excuse yourself from the house, or you can go. You cannot be serious.
What is your thought process in not wanting to try? You cannot be serious.
I
Very
hate,
good,
what is
Jay.
the
That's-
thought
I hate
process?
when I'm put on the spot for dumb things.
Yeah, you
that
don't
I
want people to laugh at
That's
you or
not
think
what
you're
it is.
stupid.
Not what
Wow.
it is.
You're
That's
risking
not what
that.
it is.
I'm
It
not
has-
saying a
it's-
word until E says you cannot be serious.
I don't want to yell it. Not be serious.
Oh, E. That wasn't even an effort.
Fine.
weak as
You
shit.
could not be serious.
Okay.
Not bad.
I hate
See?
it. That
Dude,
was
it was-
stupid and I hated it.
It was not bad.
You know, it was dumb.
Do you want me to
and I
make you do with the duck talk?
No.
All right.
I did whatever you asked there.
You want to roll some R's?
Those might as well be for me like a coach telling me to go run fucking 40s or some
You
shit.
listen to your coach, man.
I know, but the point is, when you say, do you want to do some 40s? You want to roll some R's? That might as well be me, like, you want to do some mile repeats today, you
You have
son
like a
of a bitch?
feeling of doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Poor E. This is tough for him.
You want to do some bear crawls? Jesus. Some down ups? What are you thinking?
Up, downs?
It's down ups, right?
Burpees, E? Wanna do a
Oh,
burpee?
burpees.
No, I do not
What's the
wanna
one
do those.
Gab made him do that almost killed him? Where
Probably
he
burpees.
No, he just had to sit there and
Oh,
like
wall sit?
No. He had to like just
Oh,
not.
I think he just had
core.
to stand there. Yeah.
He had to do like a
planks?
plank. Yeah. E, you want to plank?
No, I don't.
I did
How
a
about
long
the
time
shake
ago.
weights?
I
How about the
should.
shake weights? E?
Yeah. Do a shake
I
weight.
should be planking, actually. That's something
I
I
agree.
should be doing before I go running, but I don't, so.
Hey, everybody. Now's the time called Douglas.
Good boy.
Gonna find our best friend Doug, and then we're gonna give him a har har hug. Come on, eat this. Doug, Doug. Now's the time. Contact Realtor Doug Steinert. It's summer, and there's still time to get into that new home before school starts, so contact Douglas today 248-765-1781. He and the team at Century 21 Campbell will work to get you the absolute best deal on the sale and or purchase of your home. Doug's the man. He's easy to work with, a great friend of the show. Call him today, 248-765-1781.
Poor Alex Jones.
What happened to poor Alex Jones?
Black flag, false flag, operation. Dude, these
Get
conspiracy.
sued again?
No, he's been banned from like everything. Yeah, this morning it was announced. Like once one group like YouTube decides to ban you, it's
Yeah.
like, oh man, I guess we got to follow suit and ban him too. So this morning he was banned from numerous. The biggest, platforms for content. They followed many calls for him to be removed from the platforms for speech deemed hateful and harmful, including his claims that Sandy Hook was a hoax. But I think, hasn't he drawn back on that?
I have no idea.
I think when he did that, remember Megyn Kelly got all that shit, her first, show, she was doing that prime time, it's going to be the next 60 minutes. One of her guests, Mike Lindell, I don't know if that's ever aired, but Alex Jones was one, and people were livid. And she pressed him a little bit on the Sandy Hook, and I thought he admitted, all right, yeah, I said that a few years ago. I don't really believe that, now. They always say that, though. Sandy Hook was a hoax. But he's now been banned by all the big tech platforms. Twitter's the only exception. He was quick to respond on Twitter, posting links to Infowars.com, writing, it's the one platform that they can't ban, and we always have our live streams. Apple completely removed the library of his Infowars podcasts. Apple does not tolerate hate speech and have clear guidelines that creators and developers must follow to ensure we provide a safe environment for all our users. Facebook unpublished his channel page, the Alex Jones page, and the Infowars page, Infowars nightly news page, said it removed the page.
Bosnia, Herzegovina.
Yeah. Tom Brokaw, NBC Nightly News. Just swallow your L's. That's all you get at Nightly News. They removed pages because more content from the same pages has been reported to us. Upon review, we have taken it down for glorifying violence, which violates our graphic violence policy, and using dehumanizing language to describe people who are transgender. He probably said they had a mental illness.
Maybe.
Which, he needs to be removed from platform. How dare you say someone like that is a mentally ill person? Against transgender Muslims and immigrants, it goes against it violates their hate speech policies. Stitcher removed his podcast. He has on multiple occasions harassed or allowed harassment of private individuals. That harassment has led to listeners of the show to engage in similar harassment. YouTube, that's a big one, owned by Google. They blew out his whole page of shit. Spotify has removed it. Oh my God.
Oh, Alex.
Yeah, I know
Alexander.
I know what your argument is going to be. Like, you don't like it, then go start your own fucking platform and do your own thing, asshole. Right? I don't mean to
Sorta,
put
kinda.
words in your mouth, but do you have any opinion on that?
It's tough. It's tough. These are private companies who have their own.
Are they, when they're
policies.
publicly traded, are they still considered private companies if they're publicly traded?
I.e., they're not the government.
Right.
It doesn't matter whether they're publicly traded or not. They're not the government.
The reason I don't like this is kind of an age-old argument where
Well,
it's
it's
like,
a slippery slope. Like, who's going to decide the next one, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's next?
So who deems that? Who's the overall judge? If we had a clear, bright line on a subject like this, where it's like, you do this and you're banned, like they do, scream fire in a crowded theater. It's like, okay, well, I won't do that. And
All right, we know now. If you do Alex Jones, you're banned.
Yeah. Alex Jones is an entertainment show, period. There's nothing more to it. He doesn't believe half the shit he says. But I think it's dangerous.
Real world consequences, dude. We've talked about in the past these people who are harassing Sandy Hook victims' families.
Yeah, I know, and that's awful.
All because of him. Nice
you-
work, Alexander.
Yeah, but I'm looking at Twitter and I see, Sean Jones. He's the white guy that claims he's black. People rag on him all the time for being a fake black guy.
Not sure.
You might know him if you saw him, but he's big. He's one of these social justice warriors. He's big with Black Lives Matter.
What's his name?
Is he a
Sean
comedian or
King.
no? Oh, Sean King.
What did I say? Sean Jones?
Yeah.
Sean King. Yeah. And he sent a tweet out. Alex Jones never should have been allowed to get this far, spreading hate, lies, and violence. Neither should President Trump. So it's one of those. And I read something like that, that guy, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen
like,
this dude.
dude, you are fucking whiter than Michael Jackson post surgery, you know. And I'll give him a black eye, you know.
That's
but
quite the mustache, by the way. I'm shocked you didn't
Yeah.
mention that. Like, to me, that's the first thing I saw.
really, the mustache is what you're hung up on.
He's changing the subject, isn't he?
I mean, that is
Yeah.
I don't know, just weird. It's
Don't
not
look
even
at
like
that whiteness. Look at my weird mustache.
It's not even like, I mean, it's like, I guess it's a pencil thin. Not really, though, but it's not
Little
like a
bit.
real mustache.
I think the subject we're changing right here, because usually it's like an over, you know, too big of a hairline. Your forehead is too exposed. I think what's going on here is the space between the bottom of his nose and the top of his lip is too
tremendous,
grand.
yeah.
It's too big, and so while that mustache would look normal on anyone else, on him it looks like
what's-
pencil thin.
What's weird, too, is that, like, so he's got that, but, like, it's not a goatee, obviously, because it doesn't, but it's like that and the beard.
What do they call this part?
Soul
So-
patch.
yeah.
Soul patch. Yeah, he's got a little
The
soul
flavor
patch.
saver.
Hilarious. Want to go to Taco
That is a
Bell for
weird
lunch?
facial hair situation.
Let's go to Pizza Slut for lunch.
Let's do it.
You want to go to Pantera Bread for lunch?
Ah, he's got that big scar going across his cheek too.
Oh
huh?
yeah.
But think about that. Like, he has to, like, he obviously gets facial hair. So he's
can.
trimming the mustache, and then he's leaving a little above under his lip,
Yes,
and then he's also leaving a little soul
He's
patch.
trying to do that. Yes, he is.
Well,
Absolutely.
these social justice warriors that send out on Twitter like, thank God this guy's been stopped. It's like, dude, the irony. Like, if you read his Twitter, there's plenty that you could point to and go, dude, you realize you're doing the same thing just on the other side of the aisle, and that's where I get uncomfortable. Where it's like, dude, if you're just gonna ban people on the right because you don't agree with what they're saying, that could easily happen to you at some point, and you're not gonna like that. And when you're going, oh, the violence, the hate, blah blah, it's like, dude, okay, fine. James Hodgkinson, do you even remember that name? Probably not. He's the guy that shot the majority whip, Steve Scalise in the hip.
Yeah.
You know, shot the whip in the hip.
You could have
And
given me 1,000 guesses and I
Yeah.
wouldn't have come up with that.
You would have thought the disease more than anything, Hodgkinson.
Yeah.
And that was directly because of, you know, I mean, he referenced Rachel Maddow, like getting ginned up by the rhetoric of Rachel Maddow every night. That's why he did that. He shot a cop, you know, and he was killed. Thank God there were a couple of security cops there protecting Scalise as the majority whip. And then I think of 2016, Micah Xavier Johnson. Remember him?
No.
You'll remember the story, though. It's the worst murder of law enforcement since 9/11 in the history of the country, where he murdered 5 police officers in Dallas and injured 9 more. And
Oh, right.
they were at a Black Lives Matter rally trying to protect
Is
people.
that the one
keep
they
it
blew
safe.
up with a robot?
Yeah. First time in American history, by the way.
Yeah, sending like R2D2 and
Yeah.
rolled up there and just blew him up.
Yeah, they killed him with a robot. How tits is that?
It's pretty tits.
But that guy was directly like the murder of black people at the hands of law enforcement, like
Yeah.
the Black Lives Matter fault, which is a bullshit. Hands up, don't shoot. I'm sorry, it just is. It's filled with lies, and these are real incidents where people, like, he killed 5 cops and injured 9 more. They were trying to protect people at one of those support rallies for those things, and so it's like, dude. You know, you could say whatever you want about Alex Jones. You know, someone's harassing someone at a fucking walk-a-thon for Sandy Hook victims. But
Not good enough for you.
No, I mean, but it's just like, dude, you don't understand. Like, the same shit is happening on both sides with this rhetoric.
Well, the right's
You
in
know?
a tough spot because the left owns tech, man.
Yeah, I know.
And the right's going to be screwed in a couple decades if they don't get some tech together that suits them, because it will be
Yeah.
eventually broomed off of the lefty platforms.
By the way, San Francisco is reeling right now. They're fucking getting pissed at all these tech guys because property there is becoming so outrageously expensive that all the culture that made San Francisco the city that it was is being broomed. I mean, they're just like all these fucking nerds, you know, are making huge money, and it's like,
That's
okay,
really astounding.
we can't live in this city proper, so we're going to go to South of Market, you know, area where it's just like a shithole, buy a property, and then build up this great thing, and they're just booting all the people that have lived there their whole lives.
What's going to happen to
out.
culture like this?
I don't know if there are any guys who want to get together and jack off once.
You know, that's the fabric of the city.
You need that. You need
You know,
that.
there are people who don't want to do other things. if you want ice cream, you don't go to a barbecue shop.
Well, do you know the definition of docking, by the way? Have you heard
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another's.
that? By the way, I spent a tremendous amount of time this weekend thinking about docking because Jerry's docked
Yeah.
multiple times. I can't get over.
It's creative
like,
pecker play.
It is, but the idea, like, it's like, okay, you're uncirced, I'm circed. This is great. We're gonna lock dick helmets, but then I'm just so like I can't get over like now what? Now we're 6 inches face to face from each other, and it's like, so how was your day? Like what are we supposed
What's
to do?
the end game?
Like you
no,
don't.
it's always flummoxed us. I think it's the stroke. It's the dual stroke.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's just
it's the
playing.
middle out.
Why do anything? Why, you're getting a blowjob. You don't go like, so how was I mean,
Yeah, but she's down here blowing you, right?
I know, but
And so, but I don't want to be 6 inches eye to eye with Jay
It's
going.
just another fucking perverted thing to
But you'd
do. To
probably
E's
just-
point.
you'd probably
That's
just be
all
on
it
your
is.
side, or you probably wouldn't be standing up. By the way, you'd probably be like on the ground or some shit on the
No,
side.
I'm picturing him standing.
Absolutely. A
Oh, I
proper
picked-
dock is standing
How do you
face to face.
Oh, you
Now
know,
we have to account for
guessing.
differences in height.
Why don't you
Like-
Bing docking and see if you can get see if you can Bing image it,
Jesus, need to settle this.
I mean, it's not,
because that will blow my mind if he's right and they're laying on a bed
Yeah,
docked.
Yeah,
like,
I've never.
no
See, that
pictured
thing
it
is,
as bad.
you said
No
wait a minute,
fucking
you said
way.
the height thing. The fucking laying on the side would equal the height thing. Most people are not the equal
That's
height.
what I
Oh.
said. I recognize that.
Oh,
You
okay,
have to
I
deal with
thought
the
Mike-
differences in
I
height.
thought Mike was saying
But I
that.
always pictured it as a standing proposition.
Well, dude, if you and I are dying to dock, I mean, I could get a step ladder. I could get a footstool,
But you,
something.
why
I
wouldn't
mean,
you lay
it's
on the
not-
ground instead? Why would you sit on a footstool? Why wouldn't you just lay on the
that's
ground next to
obnoxious.
each
I don't want my fucking head at his chest. That's
You'd make
gross.
out and dock then or something.
Oh,
I
God,
mean,
Jesus.
Gee, now you're making it really weird.
yeah.
in
It's now
here.
it's gotten awkward
God
as shit.
damn.
Just
That's creative.
Bing docking image search.
I'd like to leave people wanting more.
I'm trying to think of sex. I guess I should.
Docking
words?
penises.
I did, but men docking.
Shit,
Men
man.
docking images.
And don't you
Oh,
dare pull that over here.
Oh my God! I didn't think anything was going to pull up. I thought I was going to say we don't know what you're talking about. No, it knows.
Bing knows everything.
Bing knows docking.
I don't, dude.
Give
Are
me
they
one image.
standing,
each.
Jesus? Don't pull it over.
It looks
Pull
like
it over for us.
It looks
not
like
for the
they're
world.
standing.
Let's. Can you pull an image over? You don't
I'll
have to
do
share it,
this.
dude. Like,
That's so absurd, man.
look at. Can you highlight this one, E? Can you make this one bigger?
And you have to account for the difference in girth. I mean, these are the problems that Middle Out had to solve on Silicon Valley. You know?
Absolutely. Look at that.
You're
I wa-
seeing in practice the problems that Middle Out had to deal with.
What
Of
is-
course, they have cock rings and all this shit going
It's
on.
more like a ball ring. It's at their base, and it's making their balls just pop. I mean, it does kind of look nice. I got to say, it's not a
But
terrible
I guess
look.
the guy on the left is the stroker at this point. Maybe you take turns.
He's not even
I do
really
5,
hard,
you do
though.
5.
He's doing the fake thing where you squeeze your base.
Yeah.
You know, where your shaft meets your balls, you squeeze the shit out of it and make it pop and look like it's hard, but he's not. He's hardly excited. But boy, that's some foreskin, isn't it? He's got some tremendous foreskin.
They are physically docked.
They sure are. Wow, boy, someone had to take that picture.
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another's.
I think that is expertly described.
I was just going to say, that
there-
is like,
he used the least amount of words to exactly describe that.
he sure did, and it's perfect. I mean, I know exactly what docking is based on that. It's the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another. It's perfect. Boy, what a terrible night last night after we wrapped the show to learn that Charlotte Ray passed away.
Oh, Mrs. Garrett.
She,
Mrs. Garrett, of course, the first housekeeper on Diff'rent Strokes. Is that right?
Yes.
Then she
Yep.
spun off into Facts of Life, where she was like the headmaster lady, or not the head, maybe just the house mother. Was it the
yeah,
the role?
yeah, it was a spin-off show because the character was so popular on Diff'rent Strokes. Is that apostrophized properly different in Diff'rent Strokes? You know, they apostrophize.
Diff'rent. It's like shortened. Like
See that? That's the
Diff'rent.
official way they do that.
I don't see it. Where's
Top. Read the headline.
Yeah, I guess
So it's like
different.
apostrophe rent.
Yeah.
Diff'rent Strokes. So yeah, she died Sunday at 92. A rep for the actress confirmed that she died in L.A. The cause of death was not revealed. I'm assuming, since they won't tell us, it was probably something autoerotic asphyxiation.
I assume the same.
Yeah, I mean,
Mrs.
otherwise
G.
they would just tell us. You know,
Mrs.
like,
G and Tootie. got it going. Maybe Natalie was in on it.
Is
I
that
don't
it?
know.
Can you imagine if 92-year-old Charlotte Rae was found in her bathroom hanging by a tie, and it was like, yeah, it was autoerotic asphyxiation. How fucking...
Does that work for women, autoerotic?
Probably.
Does
I've
it?
never thought about that.
I
don't
mean,
know.
I don't know that. I think
Maybe
I feel
Charlotte Rae
the-
was trying to figure that out. See if it
I
worked.
guess
It went
it
a
could.
little far.
I guess I don't know why it won.
What is it like? You like choking. You've got the front of your
the
neck.
lack of air
It's
that-
the breathing, but it's what you want to do with auto asphyxiation is the sides of your neck. You want to cut off the air there.
God, you know a lot about
Yeah,
this. man.
I've thought about it. I've done it a couple times. It's not bad. But you want to. That's where you want to get it. So if you do it wrong, you'll hit the front of your neck, and then you'll die from not breathing. Yeah. So I don't know for sure if that's what Charlotte Rae was dealing with, but it's possible because they won't tell us.
We'll wait for the coroner's report.
So she played Mrs. G on The Facts of Life. She did reveal in April of 2017 that she was dealing with bone cancer.
Yeah.
So maybe it was
Totally
either
unrelated to her autoerotic
exactly.
episode, but sure.
It possibly was bone cancer, but then again, it could have been autoerotic
Absolutely.
asphyxiation. We just don't know. About 7 years ago, she had pancreatic cancer.
Well, you take the good, you take the bad.
Take them both.
There you have.
Facts of life. My mother's sister and uncle died of pancreatic cancer after 6 months of chemo. Cancer-free, I lost my hair, but I had beautiful wigs and nobody knew.
Didn't you always assume Mrs. Garrett was wigged?
Yeah, she kind of had a
Yeah,
plume
the
herself.
bouffant.
Yeah. When she says nobody knew, I'm thinking like nobody said something to
nobody
you.
laughed at you in front of you.
I mean, is it possible
I don't know.
to
I
wig
think
yourself
women.
and-
No, I think women, because women do lose their hair, and I think they do have way better. Like, look at. I don't know if this is when she's wearing a wig or not, but
Look at Mrs. G. Oh, it looks pretty good actually. If that's
Yeah.
a wig.
but I don't know that it is or not. I guess but my point is, I think that
Go back to like a Facts of Life, like a mid '80s shot of her with the
Yeah.
red hair. That always did look like a wig to me. But
Yeah. Do you think she was wigged on that show?
I don't know. Look at that thing.
Boy, that's a boof. See, that wasn't even.
Nah, that looks
that's
natural,
like,
right?
Yeah. In the 50s, that would be a hairstyle. Like, that doesn't look like it would
I
float
know. She
in
looks
the
like
80s.
a diner waitress, is what she looks like.
Totally.
But she was beloved.
So, anyways, now at the age of 91, I have to make up my mind. I'm not in any pain now. I'm feeling terrific and so glad to be above ground. Now I have to figure out whether I want to go have treatment again or just opt for life. Just not go through that. She opted for life.
You're not a husband.
92 is not bad. I've had a great life, but I have so many wonderful things happening. I'd like to choose life. I'm grateful. So yeah, she gets her break on Diff'rent Strokes, and why was that character so beloved? Like,
I don't
did
know,
she
dude.
challenge
You know,
Arnold or?
I don't really. She wasn't memorable to me. I do marginally remember the character, but I don't remember her playing like a noticeable role other than just in the background fluttering by.
I mean, if
I
you
don't remember an episode where it's like, oh yeah, Dudley in a bike shop, Mrs. Garrett saved him.
Right.
Like, there was nothing like that, right?
She walked in while he's taking photos of Dudley nude
I
and
don't think
drinking
there was
wine.
anything like that.
No, that's funny you say because I was thinking the same thing.
Definitely
like,
remember her on there.
It's
Just
like
don't.
if you said Alice from the Brady Bunch, it's like okay, that was a memorable character. You can
Banging Sam all those years.
Oh my God, Sam the Butcher. Sam the Butcher was pounding Alice.
Yeah.
I mean, she would be like, "I need the weekend off. I'm going to see Sam the Butcher."
Alice is one of the cast members you definitely think of when you think of the Brady Bunch.
Sure.
But Diff'rent Strokes, I
So if they said, "Oh, Alice is getting a spin-off show," Ann B. Davis deserves it.
think she did actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think for a short time she had a spin-off.
No
I could be
kid-
wrong, but he's just.
Oh, with her and Sam, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah. You might be right, dude. They might have moved in together.
brutal.
Yeah. But Charlotte Rae and Mrs. Garrett, like, they were like, oh, it was such a memorable character, beloved on Diff'rent Strokes, that they gave her the spinoff. And I'm like, I couldn't name a single plot
Yeah,
line
no, I can't either.
that featured Mrs. G on that show, So, yeah, Facts of Life was that.
Garrett? I can't even picture that.
No. What you talking about, Mrs. G? Anyway, she left the show in 86.
Maybe she was fucking somebody. You know?
Yeah. Do you think so? You think she
Maybe.
fucked her way to the top? She was hooking up with the president of NBC at the time.
Conrad Bain.
Do you know who took over her role?
Yeah, I remember. I can
Mrs. G?
picture her, but I don't know what her name was. I can totally picture the next housekeeper, though.
Cloris Leachman.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that's not who I thought it was.
She
I
stepped
can
in-
Picture another housekeeper.
I think they named her Mrs. Garrett, too. I think it was just
What?
like, yeah, we're just going to swap her out for Cloris
No,
Leachman.
no.
Dude, here's what it says. Cloris Leachman stepped in as her character before the series was canceled 2 years later.
Huh.
Yeah.
So there was another housekeeper, other than Mrs. Garrett or Cloris Leachman, that I can picture, man. And
Really?
And so she must have been the first that. Yeah, this lady right here. Remember her?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I'd love to know the chronology, like how I thought Mrs. Garrett was first, and then they
she
moved in
was.
these other people.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
you're telling me Cloris Leachman moves in, and then the show's canceled. So I'm not sure how this all fits.
I'm reading this thing. The cast in 2014 got together for a reunion show.
Like a Conrad Bain
Oh hell yeah.
with his 2 black sons.
Tonight's very special episode of Hi, I'm Conrad Bain. So they have a cast reunion. They all get back together for this 35-year reunion, and then I'm like, oh yeah, the cast. Okay, so you got Mindy Cohen,
Oh,
Lisa
boy.
Welchel. who was
Mindy
Blair.
Cohen was the worst freaking actress ever. She would always be laughing, trying to hold in a laugh when she
Yeah.
delivered her lines.
Was she the one that wore the hat with like the lightning bolts
Yeah,
on the side?
She's kind of the chubby one.
Yeah, chubby or fat?
She's,
as-
okay, she's
yeah.
the fat one.
All right. You've got Lisa Welchel, who is Blair,
Right.
and then the hot one, Nancy McKeon, and then they're like, and Jerry Jewell.
Yeah. What about Tootie? You
Tootie
got
was like,
Tootie?
"Fuck
Kim
that
Kim
shit."
Williams or something?
Oh yeah, I think that was her name.
Yeah.
You remember Jerry Jewell?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's cousin Jerry.
I remember her.
What was her thing? Was she?
She had cerebral
Bleached?
palsy. It was my favorite palsy, I think. That's when I fell in love with it.
Yeah. Remember her? She was a stand-up comic.
Yeah, man.
Oh, in the '80s, they had a fucking cerebral palsy person who was a stand-up cousin Jerry.
She was Blair's cousin, right? And Blair was embarrassed of her. That was one of the
Oh,
plot
yeah.
lines. Because
Yeah.
Blair was like the hot chick, and she's like, oh my God, my cousin's damaged goods.
Hi,
Blair would shuffle her off into the corner. Shh, Jerry, shh. These are my friends.
She's got palsy. I'm sorry, guys. Like back then, you could do stuff like
yeah,
that.
totally.
Charlotte released a tell-all in 2015 called "The Facts of My Life." Not a bad title,
Not bad.
right? She detailed her Hollywood experiences, including her late husband John Strauss's bisexuality.
Whoa.
Yeah, he was banging dudes on the side.
Whoa,
So
whoa, whoa.
Charlotte wasn't quite enough, and so John was like, "Dude, I got to get some man ass on the side," and that's what he did. He did, and
Oh.
she's cool about it.
You take the good, you take the bad.
You take them both.
There you have.
The facts of life.
The facts of life.
The
There's a time you gotta go and show you're growing. Now you know about the facts of life.
The facts of life.
Jesus, come on.
I don't.
When the world
guys said it
never seems to be living up to your dreams, and suddenly you're finding out the facts of life are all about you. Come on, Isis.
Whoa, about you.
I knew the only part I know is the
Alan
part you always
Thicke.
say.
It's an Alan Thicke classic.
Is it really?
get
Did
it.
Thicke write that?
Thicke wrote it.
You gotta be Al Thicke wrote that.
Al Thicke and his then wife, they co-wrote a bunch of those damn songs, including Diff'rent Strokes.
Now his wife.
Different
when you-
strokes, it takes different strokes. 2 very different songs, but God, were they versatile.
Oh, unbelievable! Now, when you say his wife, is this like a Melinda Gates issue where she's getting credit because
Maybe,
Al Thicke
maybe.
is so talented?
Oh, Thicke is talented.
Pull the
as
song
fuck.
up, E.
What?
I
I mean, that's
Absolutely.
undeniable. Facts of life, sure.
Okay.
And you're absolutely sure Al Thicke wrote this.
Yeah,
I mean, I have a picture
at least
upstairs with Al
co-wrote
Thicke.
it. I know,
Dude,
You should
I have
be
a
very proud of
picture
that.
with the guy who wrote the theme song to The Facts of Life. How
The
tits
guy.
is that? That's dope, dude.
The guy.
Who sang it? Gloria Loring.
Yeah, that's his wife.
Oh, she's singing it? Co-written by her.
Yeah, co-written.
I didn't know that was on an album.
Co-wrote it.
A Shot in the Dark.
Really? This
Yeah.
was on an album.
That was released. Yeah.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Show you growing now. You know about the facts of life.
There's Mrs. G.
Never seems to be living up to your dreams. Suddenly you're finding out the facts of life are all about you. Look at the girls.
Is there going to be like 3 verses we've never heard before?
Maybe.
Because it's not.
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah. La da. I can hum. Da 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 da. So they did like a 4-minute version of this song that's on an album,
Yeah.
talking about the birds and bees.
I can pull. I didn't have the lyrics. I didn't think that it was gonna be a I assume it was just a theme song.
Wow.
There's
Listen to her break it
bridge.
down.
Dude, there's
Break
a
it down.
bridge in this song.
Oh, yeah. Little spoken word.
There's a fucking sax in this song? Get out of here.
Wow.
Did you know there was a
No.
sax in this? Wow, that's incredible.
Alan Thicke, Gloria Loring, and Al Burton wrote that.
Wow, 2 Al's wrote that. Incredible. I didn't know that.
Double L.
Yeah. She was so sweet, funny, wise, lovely, and brilliant. Tweeted the very big star, Audra McDonald. About Charlotte Ray.
Very big star.
They said stars, including Kathy Griffin, Audra McDonald, Eric West. And I was like,
Audra McDonald.
if you're going to say
Quick.
star, we should just, like, that should be a household name, right? Is Audra McDonald?
She does come up as the first Audra.
How many other Audras are there?
I know. She's a singer, actress,
Sure. Do you recognize her?
German-born black American actress and singer. I don't recognize her. I'm sorry, Miss McDonald. I just don't.
Yeah. Well, you will recognize this name. One, Todd Bridges.
Hell yeah.
Different strokes would not have been the same without you. Hashtag Charlotte Ray. You were loved by everyone on our show, and you were loved by everyone on the Facts of Life. And we'll miss you. My heart is full of pain. Rest in peace, my friend. Not a bad tweet. By the way, it was reported just last week that they're thinking about rebooting the Facts of Life.
Come on, man. What aren't they thinking about rebooting?
Guess who's behind it, pushing the studio to do this?
Joe?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
What?
And Jessica Biel.
Okay.
Doesn't that seem like?
Just weird fans growing up with the show, maybe?
I know.
Dude, I saw another reboot idea. Magnum PI. Did you see
Yeah.
that
Oh,
one?
yeah. I've got that in here.
My God, man. They can't
know.
do that. They
Dude.
can't do that.
There's some disturbing facts in that story.
Yeah,
too.
no mustache on the frickin' star. I know. They're like, oh, he'll be driving the Ferrari and wearing the Tiger's hat, and they show this guy. He's non-mustachioed, Mike.
Dude, you cannot
No.
do a
No.
PI
No.
reboot without a mustachioed dude. You
Who's
just
gonna
can't
play
do
TC?
it.
Who's gonna play TC? Rick? Huh? Who we got?
Well, Jay Hernandez is the guy
Who's playing Magnum?
who's playing Magnum, and then the dude who was it? Because I didn't really watch that show. John Hillerman's character.
Oh, dude, Higgins is a chick.
Bitch now. Yeah, they got a broad plan. It's like it's 2018. We need a chick,
That's
strong woman in
That's
the
fine, actually, but
in the lead.
Magnum, like, dude, come on.
You have
He's
to
not
be mustachioed.
That's God. It's nothing like Magnum.
No. We gotta get Jay Hernandez to play it, and he's not mustachioed. That's a crime.
So are they
It
just?
should be illegal to reboot Magnum PI without a mustachioed man.
If you're not going to do that, and then you're going to have the female person, which is fine, like Jay said.
Just call it
but
something else.
That's what I was going to say. Isn't it just make a new cop show
I know.
and call it whatever?
Yeah.
Just make
No, by
it-
calling it Magnum, they immediately get
Right.
like 5 million viewers right off the bat.
Sure.
Who will then dwindle after the first 3 episodes, but at least they get that punch at the beginning.
So DiCaprio and Jessica Biel.
Back to Facts of Life.
Yeah. They're pushing for a series return to television through their respective production companies, Appian Way and Ocean Films. Leonardo and Jessica are in the process of seeking a writer and a network. Sony Pictures TV currently controls distribution
Now,
rights.
Leo is hooked up with Alan Thicke through what show is that again?
The one with Mike Seaver.
Mike Seaver.
The Seavers,
That show.
yeah.
He would.
And I think
That's where he started his career, I think.
Yes.
For all intents and purposes.
I think he was like a street kid.
Sure. Did Jessica Biel also start on TV?
Dude, there were a lot of people. Like if you bing guest stars who appeared on, the fuck was that name of that show?
Saved by the Bell, shit like that.
Yeah, and there was Boner. Obviously, was Seaver's best friend, and then I think Mike Seaver found Leo DiCaprio like on the streets, like a homeless kid, and took him in.
That sounds right.
It's kind of like the Oliver move, trying to bring in a young
Growing Pains.
Growing Pains. Yeah, I like that show.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I hated the fucking
Girl.
younger brother.
Oh yeah. He couldn't stop laughing too. He was just like Natalie.
He
tried to.
sucked,
Yeah, he did.
dude. He sucked. And then Tracy Gold is the chick you're thinking of, the sister. She was kind of annoying.
She got
as a
super
nerd.
anorexic there at the end.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that?
Yeah, because she was fat shamed for
Yeah.
years. People thought she was chubby, and so she was fat shamed all the time, And so she ended up getting anorexia, or what's the other one? Where you make-
Bulimia.
Bulimia, yeah. As a result, I don't know how they're doing now.
So Leo brings back Facts of Life, obviously with some male characters because it was an all-girls cast before. Was there a single male on that show? Maybe a headmaster or some shit?
well, you had Clooney. George Clooney was on that.
Oh,
That's
he
where
came in
got his
later,
start.
right? He came in later when they owned the store. Remember when they owned the store?
Yeah, the jump the shark moment. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they all moved out of their freaking.
Yeah, because they're like 30-year-old women now. They
And
can't
they're
be in
like,
the
"Oh,
boarding school anymore.
We should own a store. Mm-hmm. And so they did.
They
just
sold
like
knickknacks
tchotchke.
or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Clooney comes in as like their delivery boy or some
Yeah.
shit. That's right, man. He had the sweet mullet.
Hell yeah, he had
Wow.
the hair. He loved that show. Is that kind of an insult to Al Thicke, though, if DiCaprio, who was a part of
Growing Pains.
for him to come back and go, I'm not going to reboot Growing Pains.
Maybe it's a nod to Al Thicke. I don't know. You know, it's still in that realm.
I think Al Thicke sang the theme song to Growing Pains, right?
I
Or
think
wrote
you're
it.
Right. I think
yeah.
you're right. I don't remember how that went though. Isis, maybe you could bing that.
Yeah, there he is. There's Clooney.
Who's got the better mullet, Joe or Clooney?
Boy, that
Look at all four of them, man.
honestly, if you took the hair off each of them and just swapped it, I wouldn't think twice. It
it's
would be like,
guess the decade. I mean,
wasn't
look at
she-
them.
Wasn't Joe really the hottest chick?
Dude,
I know
are you
it's kind of
kidding me?
butch, but
Totally butch.
there was something hot about her. Which one would you? So you got
In that image, I'd pick the one you're talking about.
the
I
one with the
think.
black
yeah,
hair,
in that
right?
image I would too. But overall, dude, I mean, she was very tranny-like.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to Magnum PI, shifting gears completely. As you said, they're going to have the red Ferrari. They're going to have the Tigers baseball hat. I think the mustache is as
Yeah.
that show is as
It's
known
essential.
for the mustache as it is for the Ferrari, as it is for the Tiger hat, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know how you do that. There's no word if he's going to make an appearance, Tom Selleck, on the CBS reboot. He did give his blessing, though, according to the executive producer. He's talked to him. The conversation went well. What if he didn't give you his blessing? What does that matter? I mean, does that
I know.
honestly?
He's not an owner of the show, is
No,
he?
he's just a fucking actor on the show. Like, oh, thank God we got his blessing to do this. So he was great. I mean, I've talked to him a few times since then, but when we were pitching the show, we went to him first to get his blessing. Another key difference is Higgins' character. Hey, chick. Yeah, we need a strong female lead.
What about Zeus and Apollo? Will they be there? The dogs? Two Dobermans.
See, dude, I didn't watch that show. Remember, I just found out, I just put two and two together like a month ago that PI was private investigator. Remember that? We were talking about, like, Magnum
Magnum
PI.
Pie.
Magnum PI, that's probably private investigator. You're like, yeah,
Yeah, dude.
yeah. But
Totally.
I just didn't watch that show. I didn't know it was set in Hawaii either.
Yeah.
Wasn't that where it was set?
It's beautiful.
So the guy, the executive producer, is like, I thought that if there was ever a time to bring Magnum PI back and really make it relevant, it's now.
Does
Make
the
it
whole
relevant.
industry? Does the whole industry have writer's block? What is going on?
I don't know.
Well, you know what? You know what? Actually, and now if it's for network television, then that might be the case because the reality is that the network television with all the executive producers and now more PC than ever and this and that. Maybe that is the case
That and they're
for.
probably bleeding all their good writers to
to net-
Netflix.
that's what.
Succession.
Yeah, exactly. So I
Isn't-
mean,
isn't that like a band when they throw in the cover song on an album to steal a hit?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. And this is the first wave we've seen of this because TV, if you really go back to the beginning, has not been around that long. So this is the first wave of like these
think about
reboots,
that really,
movies
dude. How
and-
long has TV really been around? 70.
You're out of
Okay,
storylines?
50. I'll say the 50s, I guess, right? I guess. But like, dude, 70 years they can't come up with an idea.
It's just a whole new ball game, man. I mean, think about how the country used to like galvanize around a certain set of shows that
Right.
you could get your arms around. You know,
Yeah.
like you kind of knew what was on. You
Must
knew,
see TV,
you knew the
Thursday
4 or 5
nights.
things that would interest a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
You know, the adults had their kind of things. And now it's just friggin' wide open. I mean, the
Yeah.
audience is just spread so thin over everything. And there's really like no reason to go back and watch things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so much new content always coming on. It's just such a different world.
They must be leaning on the fact that, like, to do a series, most of them flop. They go nowhere, you know, and nobody watches, and they're canceled right away. You got just shitty shows, and so they must be. The thought process must be like, look, this worked with 12-year-old kids back in the 80s or 70s. Why wouldn't it work with those? It's almost like cheating. Like, yeah, we'll
maybe.
throw it out there. It's easier to do. The storylines are already there. The characters already developed, and we know it was a hit before. Why wouldn't it be a hit again with a different generation?
I just wonder if the weekly watch is something of the past. Like with the Netflix series, the HBO series, everybody's just consuming this shit in binge form and or, 2 episodes tonight, skip a couple nights, 2 more that night. And like, is there really a demand for this weekly network series?
I'm gonna I'll go as far as saying, like,
No.
if you were someone who is like, ooh, can't wait till Wednesday at 8 o'clock for this, you're an asshole.
Totally.
I mean, dude, you are. If you're watching commercials and like, oh, I gotta get drink, go to the bathroom while we're in commercial break.
Oh my
like,
God.
I lose respect for you.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not just
absolute
TiVoing
dinosaur.
shit, DVRing stuff, on demanding stuff, like you're just a dick
Other than
face.
sports. Other than sports.
Yeah, I'll give you a pass on sports. That's fair. But dude, if you're going like, oh, ER starts at 8 on Wednesday night, I can't wait. Sit down, honey. Come on, ER's about to start.
I cannot
You're an asshole.
believe I've talked about it on this show before, and I know my dad's an older than even you guys, so I get that. But nobody is. He's
Wow, older than us.
Yeah.
well, you're older than me, and he's older than you, so that's all I'm saying. But I get that he still doesn't quite get technology like you guys do. But it's like last night we're watching.
What is this?
No, we're
Yeah,
watching.
Jesus.
He's watching fucking a movie, some old movie from the fucking 50s, which I don't care. I actually watch some of those with him sometimes. But he's watching it. And he goes, "Well, I'm just gonna look at the description because I know I'm not gonna sit here for 2 hours anyway." And but I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? We have Netflix and Hulu right fucking there. Just fucking pick something and what? You know what?
He's flipping through the TV guide or something.
Watch
What's
a
he doing?
quarter. Channel surf still. I'm like, watch a quarter of a fucking. I know that my dad does not want to sit down for 2 hours like I will to watch TV.
I'm with E on this one.
But, like-
His dad's watching commercials and censored
man.
movies.
Wow.
You're like,
Watch
dude,
a quarter of
just
it.
go to Netflix. It's here. We're already paying for it. You can just watch the actual movie, unedited.
And so what if you don't watch it all? Watch half of it now and half of it tomorrow.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I yell at him, and he doesn't. He's like,
Don't worry, that generation will be dead soon, and we'll move forward from this problem.
About time.
Well, I'm with you, Jay. To your point, what have we run out of creative people in Hollywood that can write an original script? It's just funny how
Well,
you know,
it's like-
one of them works. It's like, ooh, Roseanne worked. We might as well do 20 more.
I know.
Follow
Well,
suit.
We had Mike Reese on this show, and remember what he said? He's like,
150 pitches
no.
for shows
What
him
I
and
was
Al Jean made that got nowhere.
I was going to say what he's talking about with television today. He said the reality is that TV with the lower viewers than it has been, they're more stretched than, and all that shit. There's more executives than ever looking at every little inch of the
Trying to
art. And if you
justify
want to
their
make a
jobs.
real art, fucking go to Netflix or Hulu, and they buy the project, boom, make it, it's there.
Yeah.
Look, listen. If you want the absolute best automotive experience possible, go see our friends at Zott Ford and Holly. Zott Ford has a massive selection of new and pre-owned vehicles ready for you to choose from. Their award-winning service department has brand new free loaners for you to enjoy while your vehicle is being serviced. Zott Ford has a fully stocked parts department and 2 state-of-the-art body shops. So, to Mike, Jay, and Etard's point, Zott Ford has you covered. Plus, when Zott takes care of you, you are really taking care of the podcast, so thank you very much.
Hey, I can't remember. Are we allowed to talk about cars on the show?
Oh, shit. This really irks people.
Yeah.
Let's be careful with this one.
Okay, because
Are
this
we
is
gonna
going
be able to do so somewhat intelligently, or are we going
I
to step
doubt
in
it.
it?
Well, we're going down the Bullitt road.
Oh, boy.
Bullitt Mustang, Steve McQueen.
There was either a Charger or a Challenger that they were chasing in that.
It was a Dodge Charger, according to the article I have. I didn't know that, even though we've talked about it extensively.
I've had
Yeah.
Several emails on
So anyway, 2019, 2020, Ford is reissuing the Bullitt Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 50th anniversary of Steve McQueen's famous movie, and that goes down as, you know, a legendary 12-minute long chase scene through the streets of San Francisco. Was it a Charger or a Challenger? I can't remember what I just said.
I think you said it was a Challenger.
Yeah, no,
You said Charger.
Charger. Yeah, but we could go with Challenger. That's not going to piss anyone off. We'll just call it a Dodge
Car's a
Challenger.
car, right?
Yeah, from this
They're all
from
the
this point
same.
forward. So yeah, it's got. They say it's got everything for a Mustang fan: fast, smooth, responsive, steeped in cool. 480 horsepower V8. Dude, they took original master reels. Okay, so that when they did the Steve McQueen Mustang thing, they took it out on a track in California, right?
Yeah.
And they recorded the fuck out of the engine roaring. And so the engineers for this 2019 Bullitt Mustang, they went and got those master reels and listened
Replicated?
and replicated, so it
Wow.
sounds exactly when you fucking hit that.
Sweet.
Yeah, isn't that kind of cool? It's also got a stealth mode you can press, and then it won't be quiet.
Oh my
Wake up
gosh.
the neighbors. Yeah. So filming that legendary chase scene, I've got some data here that you didn't know, Jay. Took 10 days of shooting, 12 hours a day to get that scene. 1/6,
Really?
yeah, of Bullitt's entire shooting schedule. 1/6 of it was just on that chase scene.
10 days for. Wow. Okay.
McQueen actually drove the car for parts of that chase. You can recognize him. I guess like you can see he's had stunning baby blue.
Dreamy.
Oh,
Could swim in them.
Ocean blue. You could see him in the rearview mirror, and then when he wasn't driving the car, they would remove the rearview mirror, so you couldn't see the stunt driver. Other facts about the chase scene. In addition to McQueen's Mustang and the Dodge Charger, there are 8 other cars driven by stunt drivers in those scenes. The Charger loses 8 hubcaps during the actual chase.
Why did they have to use so much of the same footage then? If they've got 10 days, 12-hour days, like they definitely repeat certain scenes. And
for sure.
Like what the fuck, man?
I don't know.
I've seen that corner already. I've seen that green Volkswagen go by, dude.
Dude, it's funny you mentioned that. They say in here that Volkswagen, they passed the same Volkswagen 8 times.
There you go.
8 times. The portions within the city were shot in a 20 to 30 block section of the Pacific Heights neighborhood, which that's where like DiCaprio lives. Like Pacific Heights is probably the most expensive real estate. It's definitely in all of San Francisco, probably in the country. That's where the billionaires all live. And it's like they fucking used a 20 to 30 block area in Pacific Heights to record all that. The cars passed the same green V-dub 4 times during the chasing. No ramps were used for the jumps. Those were actual just launching off the street.
Off the street, yeah.
Yep.
Really? I mean, I've never seen it, but I've
Dude, the angles of these streets are sick. I mean, if you're going 60 miles an hour.
Dude, when my grandpa died, we had to go out there, and so it's like my mom, dad, me, like the whole family, and it's like, you want to go see the house Dad grew up in? And it's on Duncan Street in the city, right, in San Francisco. And we went there, and it's insane, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, it is so steep.
Yeah, I've been to those streets.
It's like one of the steepest ones, and it's like this. It's insane.
I do not fucking get how people park there.
They have to turn their wheel.
40-degree angle.
Yeah, you have to turn your wheel so that if your car does break loose, it just kind of goes over the curb. 50 crew members with walkie-talkies kept an eye out for oncoming traffic.
Did you see the green V-dub in that picture?
In that picture, I don't know if I saw it in that picture.
They were passing it.
Were they in that picture?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Is that the V-dub?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just crazy that they would use such a unique car as the one car that's, you'd think they'd just throw an old Monte Carlo in or something.
So the script they had written, the chase was supposed to go over the Golden Gate Bridge, and they couldn't get permission to do it.
Oh, that would have been badass.
Yeah, so they had to extend all the scenes in the city because they couldn't get permission to use the Golden Gate. So anyway, as for the new car, metallic flake dark green paint, color not available on any other Ford. Also comes in black from the regular palette. Specifications for the cue ball shift knob, remember that?
Yeah.
Because it's a 6-speed.
Okay.
Were so demanding that several suppliers turned down the job. They're like, dude, I can't make that. The cue ball is permanently attached to the shifter, won't screw off, and that's only because they're like, people are going to try to steal this.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we're going to not let people steal this thing, A Bullitt Mustang appears briefly in the instrument cluster when the engine starts, replacing the Pony logo. And then an intake manifold from the exotic Shelby GT350 Mustang boost power 20 horsepower to 480. It's a 6-speed, top speed 163, although the speedometer goes to 180.
How many of these are they making?
Well, they said output is restricted by how many of the Bullitt's unique parts suppliers can make. So they're like, we can only manufacture this many parts, so that's how many cars you're getting. Kind of cool, though, right?
Yeah.
They've got retro seats designed to look like 1968 seats, but they, heated.
Yeah.
And you can move them around and all that stuff. So I don't know. I looked at it. I think 2007 was the last time they issued a Bullitt Mustang, and it was an anniversary of the movie or something.
Oh, I didn't realize they'd done that before.
Yeah, I almost bought one of them. My dad totaled my Mustang in Chicago.
I heard that.
I don't know that we do know that.
Hot shotting around with my Uncle
I think
Jim.
I know that, and I think Jay knows that.
It's beautiful.
I
5-speed,
think we
black on black.
briefly discussed that a couple weeks ago, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. He asked if he could borrow my Mustang. GT, California Special, limited edition. Black on black on black.
How long do you have it?
How long did I have it?
Did he have it before?
A weekend.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to Chicago, and so convertible and leather. I mean, it was loaded as loaded gets.
You can't trust your dad, right?
Yeah,
Who can you trust?
You know what, Dad? Yeah, take
it, man.
Have fun. I never totaled one of your cars, but so I would expect the same. And so the streets are a little slick. He's with my Uncle Jim. He's like, yeah, watch what we can do in this son of a bitch.
Got away from him.
And spun that son of a bitch out. ruined it.
Bob.
And then he had to make the embarrassing as fuck call to his son.
Yeah.
Oh man, like a kid that calling from the police station, arrested at a house party. Can you pick me up from the police? He had to make that call to me. Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh
I
man.
ruined your Mustang. By the way, talk about lack of personal responsibility.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I was out to lunch with him, and he's like, I've listened to you and fucking Jay a few times, and it's a bullshit story about the dropping the bomb in the farmer's yard.
What?
And I was like, wait, you didn't drop a bomb in the farm? He's like, technically a bomb fell in the farmer's yard.
There you go, Bob.
And I'm
Are
like,
you the captain or whatever?
were you the pilot or co-pilot? I was the pilot. I was like,
Fell
so
off your plane.
your plane. He's like, look, listen. He's like, that plane, it's loaded with 12 bombs, right?
Okay.
And when I landed, there was 11 bombs.
Yeah. So
And I'm like, personal responsibility.
who's responsible for
Dad.
that? I saw Top Gun. They walk around the outside of the plane and they check everything, right?
Yeah.
They give it a once over. They got checklists.
He said, I will have you and Jay know I did not push a single button. I did not release shit. I didn't do shit. Whoever applied those bombs, those 12 bombs, was responsible for that. I'm like, dude, your plane, you're the pilot. You land with
Buck
11
stops with
bombs.
Bob, huh? Doesn't it?
Yeah, right? I mean, that's what they say. It doesn't matter. The buck stops with him. He's the pilot. I was like, Dad, this is terribly troubling. You took out. He's like, look, we were in the middle of the country and they were doing training sessions. So they were doing like bomb diving. So it's like you just take the plane,
Or dive bombing. Either
dive.
one.
Yeah, right. And he's like, so you would go fucking screaming through the air and then blast down this and that. He's like, oh, it was great. It was a lot of fun. And then we land and. Oh, man, I think we're missing a bomb. Where'd that thing go? I swear we started with 12. But he stands by himself that, look, man,
And by
I
all
didn't
accounts,
push anything.
They weren't live, right? There's no question about
Right,
that, right?
yeah.
We've never had a story where he's had to pull back. No, they weren't live. Like your mom, when she initially told the story, said it was a dud or it was a non.
Yeah, it
whatever,
was not
live
an
bomb.
active bomb.
Okay.
It's not like he
So
blew
he's
up a
not-
family on a farm.
He's not totally trying to change the story then. So it's
Yeah. But he takes issue with that. He doesn't like the fact that we mock him for dropping a bomb on a farmer's yard. And
I imagine there's a chain of command, right?
Yeah.
And I imagine in the Navy there's a specified chain of command where it's clearly defined who's responsible for
Yeah.
that. I can't imagine it's just some guy,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
some
it's gotta
guy with
be-
a screwdriver. You know what I mean? Like,
It's got to be the big guy behind the wheel.
yeah. It's like at the end of the day, Bob, that guy, the guy waving the orange cones does his thing. If he's wrong, you still got to land. You don't just get free reign to
Blame the guy with
crash
the
into
mini
the ocean.
lightsabers. You can't do that.
No, he didn't wave me to the right spot, so I just planted my plane into the ocean.
Dude, yeah,
No,
what is
you
he?
idiot.
Is he Michael Scotting it when he has the GPS into the water? Like, would he just drive into the water and be like,
Yeah,
well,
sort of. Come on,
GPS
Bob.
said
No.
it was this way.
I don't know. Bill screwed the bombs onto the plane. I don't know. I just landed and there was one missing. So it's like, no, dude, that's you. You're responsible for it.
Did he,
Sorry.
I want to know if he got. Well, if he says that, did he get down? Did it take
Was he
all the way to
reprimanded?
land?
Was he reprimanded?
I don't know that he was. It's a sensitive
No,
subject.
but did he notice? Like, was it not until he landed that he went in? Okay, oh damn, 11, or did he even notice it while they were
Well,
flying?
I mean, your plane's probably leaning a little bit one way. It's missing a fucking bomb on the end of its wing.
Things wanting to turn right like crazy.
He keeps flying in a circle as he's trying to land. Yeah.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah. Terrible.
Hey, everybody. You already know that Hamlin Pubs is a great place to watch the big game. It's great for dinner with the family. It's great for a night out with your girl. But are you aware of Hamlin Pubs' amazing Tuesday and Thursday food specials? Mike, Tuesdays, burgers and brews. That's an Angus burger, fries, and your choice of a 12-ounce domestic beer or soda, just $6.99.
Is that tomorrow? That's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Let's go.
Why don't people go over to Twin Peaks, get the car wash, which all the benefits go to South Oakland Shelter,
This is a great day.
and then they head on over to the Hamlin Pub for burger and brew days.
Yep.
How about that? Just $6.99. If pizza is more your thing, however, then get there on Thursdays when you'll get half off all pizzas. These specials are good at all 5 Hamlin Pub locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and the 2 in Shelby Township.
Kellen Winslow the second. The first was great. Chargers. Yeah. He had Dan Fouts throwing to him. He had a great coach. I can't remember. Don Coryell? Eric Coryell was that the?
Sure.
I think. Kellen Winslow the second did not have quite as good a career as his old man did. What was he, the 6th pick overall in the draft?
To Cleveland, maybe?
To Cleveland, yeah. And he did play 10 years. I was surprised at that. I didn't realize that. but,
totally.
there's some women that have accused him of, rape and stuff. So he's on trial, and there's the court case is going on now. And it's just weird when you read these details. Like, this thing was homeless women.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes, older homeless women.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
Yeah.
what is that fetish? He drove a homeless woman he invited for coffee to a secluded road, choked her, and then sodomized her while threatening to kill her if she said anything. The allegation was made
I
last
thought he
month
could get
by...
away with it. Just
Yeah,
they're homeless, and you
they're
figure who
available.
are they going to tell, you know,
Yeah.
and they're not going to be believed anyway.
Dude, who wants
Good
to...
point,
No
Eases.
offense to the homeless. Who wants to fuck a 58-year-old homeless woman, though?
It's a hole, Mike. It's a hole.
There's lots of holes in the
Well,
world. I mean, he's an athlete.
I think
he's got
he's
money.
exactly right. They're just probably viewed by him as the scourge of the earth. Who cares?
Yeah, it's
It's
kind of like
mine
murdering
for the taking.
prostitutes.
Yeah.
Maybe. Allegations made by a 58-year-old homeless woman. She testified in court. When one of the attorneys asked her about being choked during intercourse, she was like, "It was not intercourse; it was rape, asshole. Get it right." The lady, Jane Doe number 2.
Wow, the
damn.
does. They
So
just,
there's 2 of them in court.
whew,
Yeah, just can't
what
catch
are
a
the
break.
chances, man?
He stands accused of raping and kidnapping 2 homeless women. Last month, authorities added additional charges against him, accusing him of raping an unconscious 17-year-old girl in 2003. He would have been 19 then. Winslow's attorneys have argued their client paid the homeless women for sex. Imagine that's your argument. Look, listen, did he fuck 2 homeless women older? Yes, absolutely. He paid them in full for their services. And that's what he's saying. And by the way, when he fucked that 17-year-old girl who was unconscious, it was consensual. That's the other argument being made. Both the homeless women testified they turned down Winslow. So you're homeless. You've got this strapping young athlete, and he's going, look, I'll give you $100 to blow me, and you're turning it down?
Just because you're homeless doesn't mean you're a whore.
Yeah, that's true. But I would think that,
Desperate times.
yeah. Although he only offered $50. We know from Jane Doe number 2. I don't know what he offered Doe 1. But Doe 2 was apparently offered $50.
Jesus, going rate? What's the going rate out there?
I don't know.
You've paid $40 for blowjobs, right?
I guess.
Yeah. I think that's all you could get out of his ATM in Chicago.
Don't you have a joke about that, E? Some hooker in Chicago in an alley? Isn't there something about that?
Yes. That was what I paid that time. You're right.
So Ms. Doe says, I'm walking to a homeless shelter, and he pulls up in a black Hummer, and then, this is like 8 months earlier. So they've known each other, and he keeps hanging out with her. He's like, yeah, we started hanging out and stuff, and thought he was really nice, friendly. And then all of a sudden he's like, boom, $50, blow me. And she's like, no. He pulled up at a transit station, asked to take Jane Doe 2 for a ride. He offered to take her in his Hummer, get some coffee. She agrees. I just kept asking him questions. It was like he didn't want to answer. And then he made a quick U-turn, pulled the Hummer over. At this point, the woman said she began to fear for her life. And he wouldn't budge, saying something along the lines of, it's a done deal. It is a done deal. Yeah. Jane Doe 2 then testified Winslow pulled her out of the car by her wrists and raped her. She began to scream in pain during the assault. And that's when he was like, if you scream out loud, I will kill you. So 11 days later,
What happened? What happened?
it's short, 11 days is not that much time, but he exposed his erect penis to a 55-year-old woman who was gardening.
There were photos of his exposed penis, erect penis being sent. There were also photos of women's breasts being sent back to him.
Gardening in her
Dude,
yard.
We've all seen 55-year-old Mabel
Bent over.
gardening in the yard,
Got
right?
like the knee pads on or
Sensible,
something.
her sensible polyester shorts.
She's got the white tennis shoes that are
Yeah.
green and dirt.
Veiny
Like,
legs.
and it's like, ooh, yeah, I gotta show her my fucking rock. I'm gonna get rock and show it to her. Dude, what are you thinking? Like, that woman, as far as like unappealing women go, no offense, but the gardening woman
She's got the little hand shovel.
and a glove on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like when I think of like, ooh, man, that's sexy. Gardening woman does not, and she might be gorgeous. Absolutely, but she's dressing for gardening.
Yeah.
It's just not something where you would think like, oh, now I'm rock. I have to show her.
This dude sounds fucked up.
Yeah. So yeah, he'd arrive by bike after riding 20 miles. So he's driving through this neighborhood on his bicycle, and all of a sudden he's just got a rager going.
Gotta do something.
And he's got to show this 55-year-old gardening woman
Oh,
his
God.
rod. Yeah, he was wearing cyclist-style clothing too.
Hey, if you're biking, you have to.
I bet
right?
that dick was looking great after 20 miles of biking in those bike shorts too. Like
Sweating
not that
through
it
'em.
ever looks good, but like wouldn't it be the worst? Like maybe not coming out of the pool, I guess, but just all bunched up and sweaty and
Would
shit.
stink.
Stuck to the side of your leg.
I wonder if his dick sweats.
No,
Well, no, of
dick
course it
sweat.
doesn't.
You don't think so?
Not the stalk.
But the
no.
balls, I mean,
Sure.
and just all the other shit would be sweaty.
So when they say cyclist clothing, you're thinking the tight, skin tight shirt.
Oh, you have to wear a pro cyclist shirt, right? Yeah.
And
so
then-
you can put the water bottles behind you.
Oh
It's
no,
ridiculous.
they do not have holders for water.
Yes,
bottles. On the shirt.
dude, I've grieved this notion that why does every weekend warrior dude out there need to dress like he's in the goddamn tour?
I know. My favorite of
Throw
all
a
time.
freaking t-shirt on. I get it, like the padded pants. If you have to have that, if you're really going a long distance, totally get it.
Yeah.
But why you have to? Are you shaving time? Are you shaving time?
No, they're not. I see them all over the neighborhoods, and they're not. My favorite of all time is Robin Williams. Seeing Robin Williams in
Yeah.
Central Park with that fucking helmet and that, like,
The time trial helmet.
dude, it is aerodynamic
Yeah.
as shit. The point in the back comes way down, and it's like, what are you doing? He's got the sunglasses on.
Absolutely.
The full, like, exposing your dick and balls to anyone that cares. Spandex shorts. The shoes. Do
Yeah,
you
it's
have
a classic. He
Yeah.
definitely has the time trial helmet on. It's,
Yeah.
it's really absurd.
So if they describe you as wearing cyclist clothing, they're talking shorts, shirt,
I think so.
shoes,
Probably
helmet.
the click-in shoes, everything.
Wow. Terribly troubled.
You know, by the way, when I was at Kensington this week, you know, I understand if you're on the regular road.
You were
that
breathing in
need to-
Uwe.
You need to, yeah, exactly. Yeah, when I was visiting Uwe this
That was
weekend at Kensington.
dusty out there.
right.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
But like, if you're out in areas where you don't have that, I guess you're on the road. We all knowing it's annoying, but I guess whatever. But dude, Kensington has an 8-mile loop in Kensington. You connect to fucking another state park, and it connects to Milford. There's like 20 plus miles of biking. You do not need to be on the regular road. Like, I'm driving through Kensington Metro Park, and I'm
You're
like,
objecting
dude,
to the helmet?
No,
is
I'm
what you're
objecting to
doing?
the fact that there's still biking on the road. When there's
Oh, I
like
gotcha.
20 to 30 miles of biking path. Right there, dude. There's an 8-mile loop. There's a fucking another whatever 8-mile loop at the other. I mean, there's like 20 plus miles of biking, and they have to still be in Kensington on the road, and I have to move over for them.
All right, I've got a grievance.
Uh-oh.
All right, you've all heard me grieve the wear, which we just described,
Sure.
the ridiculousness of that.
And E, find a picture of Robin Williams
sorry.
biking in Central Park.
All right, my grievance has to do with I've been running on the trail a lot by me, and imagine like an 8-foot wide trail, and I'm running totally to the right hand side.
Cemented or dirted?
It's dirted. I'm not veering at all. Cyclists behind me can see me for a good half mile before he comes upon me. Dude, they still fucking ring their little bell. Bring, bring, and they scare the fuck out of me as they pass me. Like, what do you think? I'm going to veer at a 45-degree angle right in front of them right when they pass me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. I literally almost goddamn herniated a disc the other day because I was so out of rhythm in my run because I was
Outrageous.
scared. I was scared.
Well, okay, I take two issues with
Startled me.
this. Why are you not running all the way to one side? Why are you in the middle?
I told you I'm all the way to the right.
Oh, you are all the way to
Yeah,
the right.
I'm not
Oh,
in the
okay,
middle.
then fuck them.
I know, dude.
Fuck them.
Like
they just
why
want to
are-
use their bell.
You're warning me of what?
Yeah,
like, dude, you see, I'm not going anywhere. I'm on the right side. Just pass me, man.
In their defense, it's fun as shit to be on a bike and be able to go ring ding, ring ding.
Oh,
It is.
it scares the fuck out of you when you're just running and you're
Yeah.
just like you let your brain go and you're just in the rhythm and you know
Yeah.
you got the rhythm of love by the Scorpions just screaming in your ears.
Wait.
And then bring ah.
What? Aren't you? You're headphoned, right?
Yeah, barely though. I've got them very low.
Why?
Because I want to
Why
be
don't you
able
rock
to
the fuck out, dude.
because I want to be able to hear somebody who's going to attack me or
Oh,
something.
see, that's a fault of yours. I rock the fuck out, dude. I mean, when I've got them in, I'm going deaf. It's like you can have a line of fire engines, ambulances, and cops behind me, all
No, I want
sirened out, and I'm not going to hear them.
I
I'm
want
just doing my
general
thing.
awareness. I still don't want somebody to be able to come behind me and club me in the head.
Were you worried
But
about a rape? You worried about being raped in the?
Value my butthole.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Boy, oh boy, that's.
What do you think, gentlemen? I mean,
I-
why are they doing this? Why do they have to do it?
I'm gonna say that this is bona fide only because I hate them so much. I hate this guy. Like, this guy was in front of me the other day. He's on his cycle. He's got his helmet. He's full cyclist gear, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's serious about this. He's in front of me, and we're coming down Franklin Road to 13 Mile, right? That intersection there. And He's sitting at the light because there's a car in front of him, and then me. And he's doing this.
He's got
where
every right to be there, Mike.
He's doing the fucking hand signal, letting me know that he's going left,
Sure.
as if I give a flying fuck, dude. Really? You're lucky I don't clip the back of your fucking tire and send you careening into a neighbor.
Great point.
You know what I mean? Like, do we need to do this? Oh, he's letting me know he's going left, or he's whatever that is. Like, I'm turning right. Yeah, good. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Maybe that boils together into my grievance, this whole notion that they need to let us know what the fuck they're doing. You know,
Well,
like, dude,
yeah.
do your thing, man.
It probably is like, I'm so serious about what I'm doing. I use all instruments available to me.
Yeah.
The bell, you know, I'm doing this properly. I'm giving hand signals when I'm about to turn at a light, as if anyone gives a shit. Has anyone been saved by that move, by the way? Anyone?
I don't know, man.
And one person.
There's a reason for it.
I want one cyclist to email us and go, you know what, dude?
Save my life. Yeah.
I was almost murdered. I was almost killed on the streets, but I gave a left turn
It's hard to
signal.
prove a negative, though, right? It's hard to prove that you would have been
it
murdered
didn't
had you
happen.
not done this.
Well, maybe there's a cyclist who was cycling with his cyclist friend, and it was like he didn't hand signal, and it cost him dearly.
I think it really comes
He was
down.
going left. He didn't signal, and he was fucking, you know, absolutely. If he would have signaled, everything would have been fine.
I kind of dig the right hand signal.
Yeah,
though,
it's kind
you
of
know?
cool. Yeah, but
I'm going right.
it's like, I'm so serious about what I'm doing. I abide by all traffic laws and rules. It's like, dude, no one cares.
I think it really comes down to, especially when you're on the path, I just think bikers take it very, very seriously, and they want, like, on your left or whatever and shit. It's like,
that's
dude,
another one scares the shit out of you, right?
I think if you see a family, maybe, if you have to say something, if there's, a family walking 3 abreast or something, and you got, okay, guys, excuse me, or something.
Right.
But, dude, when you see
Single me, just
a
running.
lone jogger / runner, I don't believe that has ever been an issue that all of a sudden you're just like, whoa.
I'm just going to slide across the trail right
You know
before
what?
you pass me.
This is bona fide as hell. Remember
Thank you.
when I went out? It was like Thanksgiving time a couple of years ago. I went out to visit my family in California, and they had just built the new 49er stadium, right? Taking it from Candlestick Park to where it is now. And my sister and Jen had a condo that you could walk to the stadium, right?
Yeah.
And so there was like a little river, and what you were talking about, like an 8-foot wide path, cemented, not dirted, as cool as yours. But so there's a lot of people who live in that area that walk there. And there's also cyclists that go to the game. There's all kinds of spots where you can park your bike, lock it, go enjoy the game. And when we're walking back, it was a constant stream of, on your left. On your left.
Like, yeah, got it.
Ring,
As you're
ring,
hugging the right-hand
ring,
side, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Because now 50 people on bicycles have gone by already. I got it. There's cyclists on this path, and we all know to be on the right. It's like you don't need to announce
Yes.
you're coming through. I don't need a bell being rung. Yeah, bona fide as shit. E?
Oh, yeah, I said it was. I guess.
Are you still trying to find?
Yes, I cannot find this. I've found it before, and I cannot
I
fucking
know.
find this.
I found one of his crazy-ass futuristic bikes. So look at that thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Wow. Yeah,
He
takes
had
it
quite a
very
collection.
seriously.
I swear to
he had
God,
hundreds of
I
bikes.
found this. I've seen this image several times before, and I cannot seem to find this right now. I don't know why.
What are you binging?
I've done Robin Williams' bike helmet, Robin Williams' bike helmet, Central Park, Robin Williams' stupid bike helmet.
How about just biking? Because he's always helmeted. He's not going to dare go out biking.
I
without a
know,
helmet.
but
Yeah, but we want that specific helmet. Man.
I don't know what
Yeah.
it. I swear to God, it's like. I have a grievance, by the way. I could do, but
Why don't we take a break and we'll come
Okay.
back and we'll do your grievance?
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Fine.
All right.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
God, man, one of the things I used to love doing when I worked at Riff, you know, we had that whole like grassy knoll area off the kitchen. We'd go out there and, you know, we're hard at work. We'd throw the football for an hour, and we'd break out the mitts, throw the baseball, play some wiffle ball. Another day at the office, and I loved it. And so I've tried to bring that culture back here, and so I broke out the Frisbee, was tossing with E a little bit.
Let me guess. Isa sucks at throwing a Frisbee.
No, I do not.
He tries to appear
No, I do
cool,
not.
like he doesn't care, like it's all nonchalant, and then things go errant. He likes throwing it up and making it curve. Like, so he sort of sucks, but then he can have good throws.
I can
and I was
throw
like,
a Frisbee.
I was like, dude, it's time to break out the mitts, man. Throw the baseball around. He says, no. Like, why? You throw too hard.
He's gonna just, all it's gonna become is him whipping it as hard as he can, and I don't care to do it like that.
He says he's not interested in playing catch football with me because I throw too hard, or baseball because I'll hit him with the ball.
That's what will just end up becoming. You throwing it as hard as you possibly can.
Like, of all excuses, you know what I mean? Like,
Didn't Isis disclose not too long ago that he quit Little League because he was afraid of the ball? Is that
maybe?
No,
Is that
well,
accurate?
yes and no, not really. What happened is that I got hurt one year. Like, I got hurt the first year of kid pitch. So then when I came, so the year that everyone
snake
got
bit. Little snake bit?
Yeah.
So yeah, the year everyone got used to kid pitch, I came in the next year, and yes, that year, I was scared of the ball in the end.
You're such a total pussy. It's stunning.
It is.
You know what I mean?
But I
Like,
went
as a grown man, even if wouldn't you just go, nah, dude, I gave up.
I wasn't a grown man.
Throwing the
When was I a
baseball.
grown man?
No, you are now. I gave up throwing the baseball when I was a toddler. I'm not interested in playing catch, but to go, you throw the ball too hard.
I'm a little scared.
I'm
concerned.
scared I'll get hit
Yes.
by the ball.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and have you just whip it as hard as you can, just with the purpose of me just hoping
Okay,
that
well
I miss
then I'll
it.
do that anyways, and you won't have a mitt. Like, I'll just whip it at you now because so your choices are you can have
I'll
a
just
mitt
stay
on your
inside
hand.
your house, I guess, and you can throw
What,
your
you don't think
baseball
I'll whip a baseball in my house?
around.
It's
less
not my
likely.
dad's house, fucker. It's my house. I'll
Okay.
whip a baseball through a window. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
What's your grievance, E? I know you have a grievance.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I
Hold
guess
on, wait for your clock.
I've talked about this before. It's not paid for parking, but paid for parking in a situation where there is no other option. Like the Palace used to have this. You couldn't really go anywhere else. You know, you're already paying for your ticket, man. I went to Meadowbrook, the other day or whatever it was. You already paid for this ticket, and now you're gonna pay $20 to park. I just think it's absolute bullshit, and I don't know. That's my grievance.
I'm going to go right away. This is pussy old man and cheap as fuck.
Yeah, I'm a cheap person.
Yeah. No, I do agree with you on some of the parking around the stadiums downtown where it's like $50 to go to a Tiger game. And this year especially, because I went there opening day, but not to go to the Tiger game, and the game was canceled.
Right.
And it was still, they were charging $50 parking as if there was a game.
Ha.
Bullshit.
See, that doesn't bother me because there's options. You can drive around. It's when the venue has no other. It's like the Palace. There was no place to park, and so you go to
Cicerelli's across the street.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, it was kind of a pain in the ass. The point is, most people aren't going to do it. If you have a family, you're probably not going to park across the street and walk your family across I-7 or whatever that Telegraph Road is.
You know how many times I almost hit people
Telegraph?
trying to cross Lapeer from Cicerelli's? Oh my God!
Really?
They're like rats running across there.
You ever
man.
get lucky and hit one of them?
No, never lucky.
It's too bad.
That's my beef. It's when these places. You already bought a ticket. I bought a ticket to be here. There's nowhere else to park, and now I got to pay an extra $20.
Would you
Let's
rather
boil
they
this down.
added the price of the parking to the ticket?
Let's boil this down. He's a socialist. He objects to.
Yeah, I'm a socialist.
He's a socialist, dude. It's goddamn. It's their prerogative. They're the owners, man.
Doesn't mean I can't be mad about it. It doesn't mean
Okay.
it's gonna be a grievance.
What is your rendering, by the way? Have you
It's
rendered?
pussy and old man.
Okay, all right.
I mean, he disagrees with capitalism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I disagree with.
Why? It's just a reality of going the game. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah.
You haven't realized that by 38
I can
years in.
realize it. That doesn't mean anything. It has nothing to do with capitalism.
Okay, I mean, I
They're just
wish
taking
food
advantage.
was less expensive.
Me too.
I
Oh
wish
my
gas was 99 cents. I wish I didn't have to pay for my car.
Yeah.
My house. God,
Yeah.
that's a big
Sucks.
expense.
Oh no, you
Wish
had
that
to
was half
fucking
off.
move over for some. You heard a bell. Jesus Christ! I mean,
Hey, you
almost
already
had a heart
rendered it
attack,
bona
dude.
fide. Don't
yeah,
try to
because
change
I
it
can
now.
objectively look at things.
Hold
I'm like,
on, Isis. You can't hold that against me. You can't hold one rendering against another.
didn't say
Don't
that.
you
Unfair.
dare, Isis.
And
Don't
and
you
the
dare.
fact is, his problem was it scared him to death. He almost had a heart attack and fell over.
It's really the herniation of the disc that I was most
Right.
concerned
That's,
about.
I mean,
But
maybe
it
I
was
should have ruled
personal
pussy an
injury.
old man then, maybe.
You were worried about personal injury. The only injury you're suffering is to your wallet.
You called me a pussy for my baseball thing. What's a
that's
bigger
true.
pussy than being afraid of a bell and falling down?
Bring. That's frightening.
It is frightening.
When you are in a rhythm, bring.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
unless he's got the hiccups, that's inexcusable to scare a man like that.
But I don't want to sit here and have Mike just whip a baseball as fast as he can with probably not as good of
Dude,
an
you're
aim.
facing him, right? Are you facing him?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
do
but
you think? Mike's
you
throwing
think Mike's
90
aim-
mile an hour heat?
Sometimes,
You
not
think
always.
his
Not
aim?
always.
Yeah, I'm
Mike's
sure
probably
his aim
throwing a
is great.
45 mile an hour ball at this point.
And he's
You can move your hand and catch it.
And the fact is, when I play catch with someone, I demand we're 4 feet apart. So that's the only. Oh no, wait, you're like 40 yards away. So me throwing a ball at 40 miles an hour, 40 feet away, and you can't react in time without getting plugged by the ball. That does make you a pussy.
All right, back to Jesus' grievance.
Yeah,
I
please.
recognize that's frustrating.
It's bullshit that it's $20 fucking dollars.
It does suck to hand that 20 over. I hate that as well. But I mean,
What do you guys? You guys work in the media. What are you doing? All you got to do is hand them a card and go, "I'm here covering the event," and you park for free. Like seriously, why are you? The fact that you two are paying for parking is disturbing. It's disturbing.
What I'm talking about other times in general at the Palace, I guess back in the day and stuff, and then it just happened the other week, so it got to me.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of freebies you guys are entitled to that you're not taking advantage of, and it's very, very disturbing.
that's your grievance.
Yeah.
Bona fide.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
Never mind.
Someone else who's grieving today is a 9-year-old boy robbed at gunpoint from his lemonade stand.
Yeah.
What
This has been happening more and more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're getting a lot of these. There's another story about a kid who neighbors called the cops on her 10-year-old
Yeah,
girl.
selling cookies or something.
Yeah. And that one I wasn't as sympathetic to because I started reading. I'm like, call the cops on a fucking 10-year-old. We're seeing these are like, oh, do you have a permit
Yeah.
to street vendor sell? And it's like, oh, shut up, idiot. But this girl, I was like, okay, that's bullshit. Neighbors are calling the cops on her. She's 10 in Iowa. But Savannah Waters, she wanted to buy school clothes for herself. So she was selling cookies out on the corner to earn herself money to buy school clothes. Because 10-year-olds usually buy their own school clothes. And so she's working on her skills as a baker, and her mom's helping her out, and they make these cookies. And then it was like, she's out there for 5 weeks, 7 hours a day.
Ooh.
Yeah. She made $250 in one day. Isn't that enough to buy a kid school clothes? Like one 10-year-old
It's
school.
enough to buy my school clothes. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that. Tough skins
$250.
and tracks.
This 10-year-old broad makes that in one day. What are you out there for
It
5
sounds like a
weeks
goddamn
for?
job to me.
Yeah, highway robbery. So she's still out there, and people were like, dude, the traffic backups are bullshit in my neighborhood. It's been going on for 5 fucking weeks.
Really?
And that's the problem. And she's like, well, I wish they would have come confront me instead of calling the cops.
Is she a person of color?
No, she's a white one.
Okay.
So it's not race-based at all. I mean, if you're black, yeah, obviously the only reason you're calling the cops is because there's a black girl in your neighborhood selling cookies. But this is a white one. I enjoyed it a lot. So then I wanted to have a cookie shop with my mom. It's always been my dream to do that. You're 10. It's always been your dream. Like, do you even remember life 5 years back? You don't.
No.
So
I've heard that a few times.
lifelong dream at 10.
I've heard of those a few times too on those talent shows, American. I mean, not American Idol because you had to be older, but I've seen some of those before where it's
Yeah,
like
Star Search
some
or
fucking
something.
some like 14-year-old is like, my life dream has been to be a singer, like, okay.
Yeah, it's all relative.
It's always been my dream to do that. I just wish I could have kept staying there, selling my cookies. I mean, you can hear the violins playing, right? The first call said, Savannah, this girl is out there and there's not an adult supervising her. Can you imagine when we were kids? Like, dude, we ran. Where we were is where we were.
Yeah.
No one. It was like, be home for dinner, asshole. Be home when it gets dark. She's on the corner selling cookies, and they're like, she doesn't have proper adult supervision. That was the first call. The other two were with cars switching from the 40-mile-an-hour street onto their 25-mile-an-hour, neighborhood thing. And one lady said, I almost got hit. My daughter almost got hit riding her bicycle in the driveway. So, yeah. We had too many people coming in that we don't know. My daughter was in our driveway riding her bike, and a car pulled in and almost hit her.
It is, it's zoned residential, right? You're not supposed to have a friggin' business going on.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason.
None of
right?
these lemonade
so you're the
stands should be going, Jay.
Oh, I know,
So you're the one that
I
demands
know.
to see her papers?
I mean,
Permit papers?
after 5 weeks,
No,
right? And
That's a bit obnoxious,
yeah,
isn't it?
you do it for a weekend, whatever.
Right.
You're raising money for the Girl Scouts or some shit, whatever.
I gotta be honest, dude. They make me uncomfortable now. They never used to, but like
The Girl Scouts?
Well, the lemonade vendors.
Dude, I had one in my neighborhood the other day, and I honestly thought about, like, you know what, dude, I should, I have some change. Maybe
They're
I should.
pretty aggressive now, aren't they?
Well, no, it was me more
The
like.
waving, flagging you down shit. Yes, it's very intimidating.
No, I more felt like, dude, at the time my beard was still going. I get this long hair. I'm driving this shit car. Like, I don't know that I feel like I might be I'm a weirdo.
Predator, yeah,
but I actually
predator.
thought like, I
He's like,
wanted
I'm
to.
too big a threat to them.
I wanted to buy. I actually
better
did
not
want to
tempt
buy something. Like I
myself.
thought about it. Like fuck, man. Whatever. I'll give them
Jesus.
$1 and
Yeah.
buy their lemonade
Could
and
have
let
drove
them.
by and chucked the dollar out the window.
I guess
but
I
you
could have
didn't,
done
did
that. You're right.
You're overthinking this. I mean, literally, you pull up, hand them 50 cents, take
I
the cup, and
know, but I
leave.
thought-
Don't say anything aggressive. Don't grab them. You're fine.
You know what? I think it's just that in this whole how things are right now, I have this thought of at all costs, like, you know what? If
Yeah.
I don't know them, if they're not related to me, just I can't
Don't
get
interact
I
with
can't I can't get in any
Can't
trouble
risk
if
it.
I just drive by. Like I can't,
Well,
it can't be like
My problem is I feel like a dick if I don't stop, like I don't support their effort, right? And so when I went to my parents' house in Brighton, and right on the corner, 2 doors down from their house, is a lemonade stand and an adorable little sweet pie selling it. And it's like, okay, my thing is like, oh, I didn't see you. I was just turning left right in front of you. And I avoid eye contact like I didn't see you, and I'm just going to ghost you. And she's doing the whole overly aggressive wave down, like, hey, faggot, buy a cup of lemonade. And I just feel like a dick. I'm like, I don't
shouldn't.
want
Drive
the
by.
lemonade.
99% of people drive by. Just you can be one of them.
It's not about the 50 cents. But I'm uncomfortable, and it's like I'm trying to look like I missed you. Wow, if I had I seen you, it's like the overly aggressive bell ringer at the holiday season.
It's to the point in my sub where it's like, okay, look, you do this every weekend. There's like 4 groups of kids who do it.
Yeah.
And you can't get, a block in my neighborhood without encountering one of these. And
Do you ever stop?
Enough.
Do you ever stop?
No.
Really? So you just ghost them all?
Yep.
So you're known as that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't care?
I'm that guy just like everybody else is that guy.
Do you act like you're on your phone,
Nope.
like you didn't see him?
I might even wave to him.
Wow.
Good luck.
Now that's bold.
Might mouth, good luck.
Yeah. Good luck with your sales.
Looks good. Good luck. Give him a thumbs up. Yeah, all right. You too, yeah.
No, I'm not thirsty. I live
right.
right there. I can
Give him a
grab a
wave.
glass of water.
Okay. We'll see you.
I have lemonade at home, and I know who made it.
Yours
you
is
know?
too expensive and shitty.
Yeah.
It's watered down.
I know mine came sealed. I don't know what you fucking put in yours. So
Could
yeah.
be pee.
Bye.
Could be pee.
Bye.
I just mouth that. Could be pee. Could be pee.
And she's going, why would I pee in? How does that help my sales, sir? What's wrong with you?
Could be pee.
Should we get to some email?
We
you
do
know
have some email.
Oh, never mind.
No, go ahead, E.
Oh,
I
I
want
was
you to
ju-
finish your thought.
I was just gonna say I'd forgotten about this. I don't know if did I ever bring it up on the show about me selling candy in high school?
Whoa, no.
So I don't know. Would it happen?
Hold on. Was this like a venture on your own? You went
Yes.
and bought a bunch of Costco shit and
Yes.
marked it up? Okay.
Yeah.
I
So-
could see E like selling unwrapped Starburst and
No,
unwrapped.
no.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
No.
he's trying to sell unwrapped
Individual.
No,
individual, but out of the wrapping. Jolly Ranchers.
Right.
And it's like, dude,
Dude, it's
No,
new. It was
no.
in my pocket all day. Yeah, it's a little warm, but it's new.
Fuck
warm,
you,
but I
man.
took the
I would
wrapper
never
off for
do
you.
that.
Picking fuzz off it.
saved you some time by taking the wrapper
No.
off there for you.
No.
It's watermelon. See? It's watermelon.
Just
Not
wanted
what
to
Oh, no,
taste
it's cherry. This one's cherry.
Not what happened.
So what'd you do, E?
So I think I'd forgotten about this, but I guess there's this. I had qualified technically to possibly do this like cross country thing, and it was going to be in Australia, but you had to pay for
the
you had to
Outback.
pay for it yourself. So that's where it started off.
So
But
was
after
there a mistake in paperwork or something? How did this happen?
no, I was decent in high
It's
school at
not an
cross
knife.
country.
Really?
Yes.
That's a knife.
Anyway, but then
Put
it like
another shrimp
I
on the
all I
body.
remember is that I quickly gave up on whether for whatever reason that wasn't going to happen. But I realized that I was making money. Like my mom would go to Costco and she would buy, those candies that you were talking about, Reese's and all that shit. And I had just had this little container, and I would
Big E
sit
with
in
the
class,
entrepreneurial spirit. See,
and I
that's-
would sell
yeah,
it.
but-
Yeah.
And dude, and I remember, dude, I was
Hold
making,
on. You started eating the fuck out of the
No,
inventory,
no.
didn't you?
Did.
No,
Jesus.
No, I've never been a
Can't get
sweets
high on your own
person.
supply, E.
No, I've never been a real sweets person. I like Reese's, but I've never been someone who just eats and eats and eats. And I was making I think $20 a week or something. I remember thinking oh, I'm putting gas in my car and shit. And there was this kid, I remember in one of my classes, this kid.
I was picturing first or second, 8th grade.
Yeah.
I was not picturing him driving.
Max, second, 8th grade. I was picturing 6-year-old.
You're like a senior in high school.
I was, I think, a sophomore.
Fuck.
You're
No, I
driving
must have been a junior. I must have been a
you-
junior. I must have been a junior. I was a junior in high school.
Yeah.
And
I
I
was
had
putting gas in his car by selling candy on the. Dude, that is a 5 to 8.
I was selling it in class.
What are you doing?
No, I was selling it in class. I would have this container and I would carry it around to every class, and kids would just after lunch, especially. I remember this one class specifically.
Everybody else is selling weed and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's selling candy. I got Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
And I got in trouble.
He's
at the
special
end.
ed kid. Yeah, let's buy some candy from the special ed kid.
I got in trouble in the end, and I couldn't sell anymore because although it was bullshit, because I had this one teacher who did the same thing, but he was raising money for the girls' track or
You
whatever.
had a reason for doing it. Yeah.
So did I. I wanted money, but
Put gas in my car.
but yeah, I forgot about it. I haven't thought about
This
that
is
in a
troubling
while.
on so many levels. Let's even forget the fact that you're selling candy in the hallways to raise gas money. but the fact is, and Jay, you wanted to give him credit for being an entrepreneur. And it's no.
What?
Had he gone and bought bulk and then sold
did.
it, upsold it? No, your mom did. You stole your mom's candy
No,
and then
no,
sold it
no.
for pure profit.
I paid her the money.
You took
not
pure
for,
profit.
You don't even know. You
Did you have
fucking
seed money?
You don't even know.
Yeah.
I paid her the money
Up front?
She bought the.
Bullshit. I don't believe that.
I
Did
had
she
money,
provide you
yes.
inventory? Really?
Do you believe him that he paid his mom for bulk
cares whether you
inventory
believe
and
it or
then
not?
sold it for profit? Bullshit.
That's
I
what
don't-
happened.
Why did you have to get it from your mom? Why didn't you drive yourself to Costco and
Yeah.
buy it yourself?
I didn't have
making
the
all this gas
Costco
money.
card or something. I don't remember what the deal was.
Bullshit.
Like
She would have
She
had
was going to
family members'
Costco
names
all
on
the
there.
time, I guess.
You can
or-
add your name to the family. They're not going to make you buy a separate membership.
I don't remember the deal, but I remember that I paid for the freaking candy because it's with Costco. Or
I
in
promise
bulk.
you, if we called his mom right now, we would get a different story. It
Time
would be a
is faded
different
out.
You
story.
would not.
You're a known liar.
No, you would not.
Well, we'll wait till you
Documented
get.
liar.
Yeah, we'll wait till you get shit faced, and then the truth will come out. And I guarantee you, you
I
never
don't
paid your
have
mom a
hiding.
cent for
So-
that candy.
You know what I used to do, by the way, when the teacher would sell it, and dude, this guy, he was awesome, but he was slow as
Would
shit.
you badmouth his product?
No.
Like,
But he was
fuck
like,
Mr.
he
Smith.
would sometimes be 10 minutes late, for example. He was just wandering. Classes we're only 45, 50 minutes.
He's demanding to
wandering,
get his learn on.
Where is he? Wandering late, and then he'd start selling candy. And I didn't always buy it, but if I knew I was gonna buy it, I would wait till he locked it up, got halfway back to the desk, like, oh, Mr. K, whatever, are you gonna?
What a dick.
We're gonna sell the candy, but he would waddle back and sell it. Dude, listen, if you did it right,
So you were being a dick just for
if you
being a
did it
dick's
right,
sake.
you could take 20 minutes out of class from the time that this guy was late to the time of us all buying our candy.
Nice. By the way, wrapping up the 9-year-old boy that was robbed at gunpoint.
Yeah.
If you have any information about the perp, you can call the Union County Sheriff's Office at 704-283-3789. He got away with less than $20. But I was disturbed by this. His dad is going, look, my son is a young entrepreneur. He's
How old is
9.
he?
He's 9.
You're not a hamburger.
He's got his own lemonade stand. He's into landscaping. He's got a mowing business. It's like, son, slow the fuck down,
Wow,
dude.
that's a
Slow your-
little kid to be doing all that.
Isn't that like we get it. You're a hard worker, but you're 9 and it's like, oh, I've got 3 businesses I've started. Fuck, dude. It's like Steve, slow down, Steve.
Yeah, he's making everybody else look
Yeah,
bad.
you're making us all look bad. Have a paper route. Occasionally drop in on your lemonade stand, but this whole made me sick. Fucking hardworking 9-year-old. Out of here.
Sean writes in. He has an official complaint. I'd like to file an official complaint on E's latest day in history, the Wes Craven edition.
Oh yeah.
I learned nothing about the day in question. What hospital was young Craven born in? How long was his mother in labor? Complications? Was he given to the wrong parents? These are all the real questions, not the obscure tidbits about life that you chose to focus on. Sean, I'm not sure we
response?
did get a lot out of that one.
You did, but
Well-
it had nothing to do with his birthday. And Mike, see, here's the funny thing. Mike always gets mad when things are too late, but when they're in the 80s, then he always seems to know the shit I'm talking about.
Well, that's fair. I know a lot about the 80s. But, I was troubled by that one because it was like, oh, it's history. It's not like a birthday thing. Like, oh,
Well,
today and
I couldn't
birthdays.
find anything that I found interesting.
I didn't know what to ask because usually we would ask, well, what hospital was he born in?
Yeah.
Did he come out of his mom's vagine? Was it C-section? What's going on here? How long was he breastfed, E?
I don't know.
But I was troubled by the fact that it's like, dude, you just did a birthday.
Yeah, well, I didn't find anything that I thought interesting that day.
Casey,
Don't let it happen again.
KC writes in concerning Big E's history. Lieutenant Dan, Bubba, and Forrest Gump. Listening to this day in history during poem number 1106, and I had to turn it off and write in. Can we work with Isis on pronouncing words? It's Nightmare on Elm Street, not Nightmare, you dipshit.
Did you say
I say
nightmare?
words how I say them, so.
How do
You
you
guys
say
remember
nightmare?
the
Nightmare, I don't know.
Remember the Nightmare?
I'd probably, yeah.
The Nightmare comic that listener A-Dub did?
Yes, I did,
Oh, yeah,
which I
yeah.
loved.
Yeah, the author of Space Yeti, the comic book. He did a
E6
nice single pager of,
Sure.
of E
I mean,
and
I can
the
say it.
Nightmare.
I can say it sometimes, and sometimes I don't.
Say
Nightmare.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, I probably said it that way that time.
We've all managed to overlook E's put-but dilemma, among others, but I'm requesting that E not use the word nightmare anymore, as that almost ended my run with TDC. May I suggest he stick with the first 8th grade level English and say bad dream instead?
Bad Dream on Elm Street.
Too much time in the math room and not enough time learning the English language.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Perfect. All right. Isis, we said we'd give you the floor if you want to denounce racism.
I'm definitely against racism, so I
Yeah.
don't know what.
Oh, you want to explain your prior comments
No.
of last week?
I do not.
Do is lead the horse to the water, Jay.
That's right.
You know, we cannot make him drink. You should make a saying out of that. You know what I mean? Like, I love that.
It works.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.